Welcome to JG's Fight Talk, sponsored by Rich's Boxing and Limitless Creations. And with me now, Rico Franco. How you doing, Rico?
Yes. I'm doing good, mate. You?
Yeah, really good. Thanks for coming on. I know you're a busy guy with phone calls and that.
I know, non-stop, mate, honestly.
Well, you're in demand, mate. You're in demand.
Exactly, yeah, definitely. It's good, though. It's good. I like to keep busy.
Yeah,
keep telling my story and keep telling, good, positive stuff.
Yeah, no, definitely, mate. So before we sort of come up to date, obviously you just told me you got your rematch on the 14th of August. But before we go to that, where did fighting sort of start for you? Because it was all mixed martial arts, wasn't it, to begin with?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so I basically started off mixed martial arts. Well, I started off boxing in a boxing gym just like 3 times a week, and it was just something I really enjoyed doing it, like, and I started getting a bit better. But then it was just the traveling. I didn't have a car at the time, so I ended up going to a MMA gym. But I wasn't keen on the grappling side of it. But then I started grappling a little bit more, and that was it. I fell in love with it, and then I trained for probably a year and a half mixed martial arts, and then got into a fight. I think my first fight was a week's notice against one top guy in K-Bon gym, and it was a top quality gym, UFC guy in his corner. I just jumped in and I lost my first 2 fights, to be fair. But that's what grows and makes you stronger, to be honest. Like, it's how you come back after them losses. And I'm glad I lost the first 2 fights. It just made me learn. And people can probably stop after the first 2 losses. You can either ruins you, can't it? It breaks or makes you. So it just made me. I'm competitive, so it just made me want to win even more. And that first win was just amazing.
So how old were you when you sort of turned your hand to MMA?
I probably started training when I was about nearly 17-ish.
Okay.
I think. I had my first fight just as I turned 18. So that was 10 years ago. Basically, yeah, 10 years ago. I can remember it. I think it was a few days after my 18th birthday, and I went down to Liverpool on a fight, and yeah, it was good. Like, it was mad experience, but it's crazy how that was 10 years ago, really.
Yeah.
Journey.
So with the MMA, did you just feel you'd done as much as you could, and then or felt like you just wanted another challenge?
Yeah. So no, I was still before I went to bare knuckle. Do you mean?
Yeah.
No, so obviously I turned professional. I probably had over 60 odd fights, but I turned professional. I've had 10 pro fights. I had a bit of bad luck because I had bad illnesses, personal problems going on, but
yeah,
I didn't really tell anyone or make excuses. That was my choice of fighting with an illness, and basically, I knew what I was going in for before I went in, so it was my choice. And even though I want 100%, I just did it for experience. I got some good experience out of it, but no, I wanted to carry on doing MMA because I had some. My dream was to obviously get into UFC or Bellator. I was close to getting on Bellator, to be fair. My coach said, keep winning get some more pro fights in, and we'll get you on. Because I was training last lockdown, UFC fighter Mark Diakese. I was his main sparring partner for his UFC fight, so I knew what level I was at. Because after going into BKB, I had 2 years out of MMA. So I really wanted to get back into it again. I had a few fights booked in, and obviously COVID happened, illness happened. But no, basically I wanted to try bare knuckle just because I've always wanted to try mad dangerous things and something to do. I've always wanted a bare knuckle fight just to see what it would be like.
Yeah.
So I kept telling my coach Danny for ages, for years. I was like, I really want a bare knuckle fight because he's had a few illegal ones, and basically it was like, yeah, if anything comes up, legal or illegal, I'll try it and get a bit of experience from it. So he got a phone call from BKB promoter called Jim or Joe asking, UFC X fighter, we want you on, we'll pay you some money, we'll get you on. But Danny had a few problems, got a few head injuries, so he couldn't fight. He put my name forward. my first fight was at Liverpool, and that was it. I just fell in love with it after then. It was kind of, it felt like it was just my sport kind of thing from the first fight.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a hybrid between boxing, gloves boxing, and MMA. It's like, it's a bit of both. It's really good. I just feel free without the gloves on, and it's pretty similar to MMA, really, like pro MMA. There's 4-ounce gloves. There's nothing really on your hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you take the boxing gloves off, there's a massive like range difference. Like when you're connecting them punches, there's a big difference, really. So yeah, it feels good. Like, it feels natural.
No, it sounds like you've made the switch pretty well, to be honest, mate. Do you know what I mean?
I know, yeah, definitely.
You've gone straight over. 6 fights, 6 wins, 4 knockouts.
Yeah,
What a start.
I know it's been a bit crazy. I didn't expect it to take off like it did, but like I say, I had the first fight, and we booked another one at London O2 because the first one was at Liverpool, and after the second one, I just said to Danny, "I'm coming for Jimmy Sweeney." I said, "Listen, like when I knocked the guy out in the second fight, I was like, yeah, listen, this is great." Next minute, I think after Christmas, no, before Christmas, they had a prize fighting tournament advertising it, and basically, I had a look at it. The BKB went live on Instagram or Facebook, and I joined. And I think one of the promoters like, "Rico, live," and he kind of made a hint like for me to go into it, and I was like, I was on holiday at the time, and I was like, I said to my missus, I'm gonna apply for this. I'm gonna get in. So I put my name forward, and I got in out of like a few hundred people applied for it. So
What did she think? What did your other half think when you
uh,
started doing bare knuckle? What did she make of it?
at first, I think the first fight, she was like, "Yeah, you're mad. You're not doing that, are you?" I was like, "Yeah, it's just a fight, and I just see what it's like, innit?" And
Yeah.
she was like, "Yeah, don't come running to me when you get injured or get your hands broke."
Oh,
But
that's nice, isn't it?
no, I know, yeah, but no. After the first one and that, she was. To be fair, she likes me. She likes watching me doing bare knuckle boxing than MMA because she don't know what's going on the ground with the grappling.
Yeah.
So she knows it's just boxing. So yeah, so she gets nervous, and that's why she just likes to drink when she watches me at fights. But yeah, I said, "Look, I'm going to enter this tournament." I said, 3 fights, you win £10,000, whatever, and then you get to fight Jimmy at the end of it. And all I was thinking about was fighting Jimmy at the end of it. I was like, this is my chance to beat Jimmy Sweeney. And like, I used to.
It's quite dangerous, isn't it? Because you've kind of overlooked the other people, thinking,
Yeah,
I just want to get in. Which,
exactly. Yeah,
as you know, with fighter mentality, you always go for the guy in front of you. But you obviously had it in here that he's the guy I want, and I'll do whatever it takes to get to him.
Yeah, no, yeah. Like normally, I just concentrate on that fight only, and like, I've got this guy in front. This is going to be an hard fight. But no, it was weird because it was like, when I had the first prize fighter in January, it was like I was looking at Jimmy Sweeney at the end of the year already. I was like, in fact, every fight camp, it was like, I'm preparing for Jimmy Sweeney. I'm not preparing for this guy. I'm just going to wipe this guy out, and then I'm going to wipe this guy out, and it's going to, yeah. And it was weird because everything just happened, and it was like everything that I visualized in my head, it just come true, and it was great. Yeah. That's what I mean. It's the mindset, mate. It's it's the strongest thing, and when you put your mind to something, you can do whatever you want. And I was waking up every morning like thinking, right, Jimmy Sweeney, let's have it, and that's what got me through. It's crazy.
I can imagine you in the garage next to a chalkboard, just like chalking the other names off with Jimmy Sweeney, massive letters across the top.
X across. It's got a dartboard, like firing the darts. Yeah, honestly, I did get obsessed with Jimmy like through that prize fighter, which it was a good thing because it made me stronger. And it like I was just visualizing it every day, which was the best thing. And yeah, it was good. Like, but the thing is with that prize fighting tournament, I had an MMA fight in December, and the start of the tournament was 4 or 5 weeks after, end of January, and in the MMA fight, I broke my hand really bad, and I did a load of bad ligament damage. I had a fracture. I went to a private guy, specialist doctor, and basically got an MRI scan and it was knackered. He was like, "You can't fight with that." I was like, "Listen, I've just entered this tournament. I need to fight." I said,
I need Jimmy Sweeney.
I said, "Yeah, Jimmy, I need this fight." Yeah, exactly. And so basically, I was like, I was paying for a private specialist. That was a 10 grand gone. So I had to win the tournament. I had to win because I was paying thousands, mate, going private, and he had to inject it with steroid injections and some ligament thickers, and it was knackered basically. But so I was preparing for this fight in 4 weeks just with one hand. But I didn't tell anyone. I didn't even really tell anyone after the tournament, really.
Yeah.
There's only like a few close people that knew, like Danny knew. And obviously I was going into a fight, just preparing for a jab. Look, the first tournament fight were perfect because it was against Sean McFarlane, very experienced, but he likes to come in swinging. So I thought, keep him on the end of the jab.
Yeah.
Switch to southpaw a little bit, and yeah, I didn't really have to use my right hand, but I was numbing it before the fight with an injection as well, so it was just numb. I couldn't feel it. So it was a pretty mad, you know what I mean, like going through the tournament just with one hand, really.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even spar. The only time I could spar was against James Connolly in the final. So even for the semi-final, when I knocked Conor Tierney out, I wasn't even training properly. And that same combo, the reason I hit him with that combo was jab to the head, straight right to the body, because the body's softer, so it's not going to damage my hand as much.
The impact's
yeah. So that was the combo I practiced, but hundreds of times. And like I say, when you just practice it all the time, it just comes. It was like a dream come true. It was weird. And then I could do a bit of sparring for the Connolly fight finally. Keep getting injections after every fight. Cost a fortune, but then it was worth it in the end. I'm glad I got it done, and finally I could have a proper fight camp for Jimmy fight. So everything went well for that. It was perfect.
So with the
still not right now.
The injections were that strong that you just couldn't feel anything. It was literally just felt like, I suppose you're hitting them with someone else's hand, basically.
Yeah, it was a strange feeling because the first fight when I did it, I was nervous because I thought, what if my hand goes flopping? I'm like, it was, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know. You're just like mid-fight, you look at your hand and it's like snap, but you can't feel it. But yeah, I got some lidocaine from the dentist. The dentist lidocaine, and Danny, my coach, he was just sat in my car, I was just like injecting it like before the fight. I'm like, fucking hell, what if it's an artery? Or honestly, it was pretty stupid, really. But I had to do what I had to do just to get through to the final. So yeah, it was either that or not fight. But I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't do. This is what I mean. Like, this is why I take these crazy risks in life just to get where I am now. So yeah, it's pretty mad, but it's worth it.
And obviously, you got your fight with Jimmy, and what a fight!
It was one of the best fights. After that 7-round Connolly fight, that was a crazy fight, and it was a bit of a different fight to Jimmy because that was like an all-out war. That was like loads of build-up from the whole tournament, non-stop back-to-back fight camps. It was just draining. Like, we both had back-to-back camps. We were both tired, and it was a massive build-up. It would just end up just brawling 7 rounds, and it was a lovely fight, and I enjoyed it. But I had bad concussion after that. That was the only fight I was bad after it. Like, just concussion, really. I took some big shots. It was just a scrappy fight. It was good, but obviously the Jimmy fight was more technical.
Yeah.
And
he's very experienced, isn't he? He's been there and done it for a while. When you look at how long bare knuckle fighters sort of last career-wise, it's not the longest career, but he's been in it for a lot longer than a lot of guys, isn't he? So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's, like I say, he's a legend in the sport, and he's made the sport big. Do you know what I mean? So he's had about 26 fights, I think. He's only lost 2. So yeah, obviously it's changing and it's evolving now, where the athletes are coming through now. So it's gonna get harder for Jimmy. So you know what I mean? He's not far off. He was on about retiring after our fight, or just before my fight. He was like, maybe this is going to be the last one. And then obviously lockdown happened, so that dragged out. And then I beat him, so he wants to get that win back.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just, you know what I mean. Fighting someone like Jimmy is just like, it's just a pleasure just to fight him. What a great guy he is, and with all that experience, and especially to beat him as well, it's just amazing. Great feeling. Like I say, yeah, it was great to get in there with him.
And like you were saying, rematch, 14th of August. I expect a ticket for my birthday.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, obviously nothing's been nothing's been confirmed 100% yet, but that's the date we've got booked in, and that's when yeah, we're going to do it 14th of August, I reckon. So it's going to be a good one.
Yeah. So Rico, I know it's always a strange one to ask, but how do you see the fight going? You know, you said the last one was a very technical. It was a difficult fight because he's an experienced guy. He's been in multiple situations. Hasn't lost many, but you're the unbeaten man now. You beat the man, so you are the man now. So
yeah,
how do you see the rematch?
I know I had to have a solid game plan for that last fight, and I probably had like a 10-week camp full on, and I had some good coaches, you know, down here telling me what to do, and we had a good game plan, and it worked perfect. I was just doing some stupid shapes, pulling off some of these, and I was kind of, it was kind of weird because everything that in training it come true in the fight, and in the second round I got that much of a better of him in that second round. I thought this is easy. I was like, everything's coming true. It's like a dream come true. Everything I visualize is happening. It's like every night I'd visualize it when I'm going to sleep. I'm like, right, I'm going to do this, and everything was just happening. It was weird, and I got a little bit too confident in the third round and started throwing a few shapes, pissing about, and then that's what happens. 1 second you switch off in BKB, that's it, lights out, and that was it. I was like, right, no more messing. I'm going to get back into it, and then I come around again, and I got stronger. So obviously this fight's going to be a lot different. Yeah. We've had over a year out now because of COVID. It'll be nearly coming up to 2 years in November. So it's a long time out the ring. Obviously, Jimmy's just had a fight. He won in 20 seconds, so it's not much experience. Just a little bit of ring rust, I suppose. But I'm not bothered about the ring rust, to be fair. I'm just going to get knuckled down with hard sparring. Obviously, I've had 2 major surgeries as well since then. And obviously, Jimmy's probably going to be thinking he's had 2 surgeries. This is my chance to beat him. But he's going to be wrong because like that surgery took my illness and disease away. And now I can train full on properly without
focus.
Yeah. Like I couldn't run past 5K without my stomach cramping, like running to the toilet, losing blood. So now I can run like half a marathon, 3-hour bike rides, not a problem. Like, do you know what I mean? So I ain't got to worry anymore. There's no more stress. My training, I've never been so fit for a fight, and I'm not even in fight camp yet as well. So I'm basically doing a lot of triathlon training. I've got 2 or 3 triathlons booked in. Obviously, I'm not even in fight camp yet. So, but yeah, the fight is going to go 100% my way. I think, or I know I'm going to stop him 100% in this fight, and I'm not going to leave it for the judges. I'm not going to leave it for anyone to decide. I'm going to finish him and get the job done 100%. I definitely either a TKO or a knockout because I've been working my power. So like since lockdown, I've been working so much on power, head movement, just the things where I was a bit weaker in. I didn't really have time to focus on, but I'm glad lockdown happened for a reason because it gave me time to like work on things where I was weaker in areas, and I was really good at footwork before, but my head movement and stuff, like, you know, I wasn't really a strong point, but I've been working so much just on little bits, and yeah, I'm just going to be a complete new fighter, and especially what I've been through last year. I think my mindset is just, it's going to be too strong. I think, yeah. So it's going to be an interesting fight. You know, Jimmy wants to win bad, and I want to. There's nothing in my mind but to win. Like, I can't lose. I'm not. I hate losing. I'm competitive, and you know what I mean. It's just nothing in my mind's crossing except winning that fight. That's it. Crazy.
Yeah, yeah. So you think your original goal was just to fight Jimmy? Was your original goal, and now you're on the verge of beating him twice? You know, that's major, and you think you've had 6 fights, Rico. Do you know what I mean? It's
crazy,
it's mad, really, isn't it? To think you've got a title, you've got the title as well. You just what an achievement, mate. Hats off to you.
And obviously, after what I went through last year as well, and coming back and beating him with that as well, like with an ostomy bag, it's just gonna be crazy. But the way I'm feeling now is just, I've never felt like this. I've never felt this like well. I've always been ill, and like for the past 10 years, I've suffered with colitis. Like
Yeah.
I just used to live with it. Do you know what I mean? I just used to live with it and get on with it. I used to just be in the back of my mind, but I always used to be ill, fatigue. I used to just train through it, but now I ain't got that. It's just crazy, really. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah,
No
he
limits,
obviously,
mate. No
yeah,
limits.
yeah, exactly. He wants to win and he wants to knock me out. But that's both people. We're both in there to fight, so we're both in there to knock each other out. So we're both going to say the same, aren't we? So just going to be down to what happens on the night. But I know how hard I've been training, and I'm not even in camp, so I know how hard I'm going to be training in camp. So you just got to believe in yourself, and you know how hard you train. So it's just coming off that, really.
So once
Looking
once you
forward to it.
beat Jimmy,
Yeah,
what's sort of your ambition in the sport? Because you think you're at the top. So
yeah.
you beat Jimmy a second time. Where do you go from here?
Um, so speaking to the promoters about it before, I said, look, it said if you beat Jimmy, then we're going to try and get you some big names in from America. Um, no, I want to get some like ex-UFC guys, or I want to get some high-level big names in there just to show my skills in that. So I just feel like BKB is my sport. I can't see anyone beating me. I just really can't. I just feel like I'm so comfortable in it, and my endurance and fitness is that good. No one's going to stop me. Like if I get knocked down, I spring back up again. I I was quite fit on that last fight. I was pretty fit, nowhere near as fit as I am now. But Jimmy knocked me down twice, and my recovery was that good. Like I just got next round, I was recovered. You know what I mean? So like this time, it's just going to be completely different. But yeah, I just can't wait for it. Really
Oh,
looking
mate,
forward to
nor can
it.
I. I can't wait either. And yeah, thanks for giving us the little sort of the nod to say that hopefully it's going ahead 14th of August, all going well. I suppose
Hopefully,
it's
yeah,
negotiations at the moment, so it's kind of
yeah,
the way it
yeah,
is. But it sounds
yeah,
like Jimmy's gonna do whatever to get that fight, and so I can't see it not being made really.
yeah. Oh, definitely, yeah, yeah. Jimmy's already said he's been posting. He's coming for Franco. He's going to knock you out and all this, but he's going to say that, isn't he?
The usual.
Yeah. So he obviously wants the fight, which is good. I want the fight. Everyone wants to see a rematch, I suppose. I knew definitely I was winning that last fight. He keeps saying he was like winning on judges or whatever, but the judges must have been blindfolded or something because I was 100% winning that fight. He obviously, I've watched the fight back so many times, and so has everyone else, and I was definitely winning every round except a few rounds were close. Don't get me wrong, they were close, like jab for jab, but he got a 10-7 round in the third, knocked me down twice because I was messing about. But yeah, every other round I was confident I was winning. I was the aggressor, but obviously he was the champ, so I had to just keep pushing forward. But it was always going to be a bit biased towards Jimmy, and yeah, I wasn't happy with the commentary either. Like one of the commentary guys were just all for Jimmy. Do you know what I mean? Then the other guy was all for me, but he was like, he wasn't all for me. He was kind of saying, like, oh, I hate to say it, but that was a Franco round and stuff like that. But saying that it just shows like Jimmy was expected to win that fight, and I was like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna. That's why I want to get the rematch and just put him out in fashion and just end it all. And just that was it. He'll probably
Move
still
on.
make it. He'll probably still say, I was winning the fight, and even though I'm not, but it's just what it is, isn't it? So I'm looking forward to it. I've got respect for Jimmy. He's a top guy. He's been respectful for me. He's been messaging me after me operation and that, and just wishing me the best of luck. So yeah, I do like Jimmy. He's a top man. So.
Yeah.
It's just business, fight games, just business, and we're just there to knock each other out.
Yeah. Well, before we go, Rico, what's your message for Jimmy?
I just hope he's training hard as I am, because honestly, the way I'm training now, every training session I treat as a fight. Like my mindset, Like sometimes I'm in the spare room on the bike and I'm screaming at myself, like trying to just get through with this hard effort. That's how my neighbours must think I'm crazy. But yeah, honestly, every session I'm just smashing. Every session I'm thinking of beating Jimmy Sweeney. So that's how much I want it. So I can't see he's not as hungry as I am. Like I'm young. I've got like he's probably like 8 years older than me. I know age doesn't mean anything, but I know how much I want it. So I just hope he's prepared and he's ready to retire.
Well,
Sound.
go. I can't add to that, mate. I can't add to it. But yeah, all we can say is, you know, people tune in on the 14th of August, all going well, and
Yep.
live at the O2 again. I'm sure tickets will be available for that one with people
Yeah.
returning, and yeah, what a fight it's going to be. It's going to happen. It's just a case of when, as and when.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
really looking forward to it, Rico. And I really appreciate your time, mate, because I know you're literally in fight mode already. So I know
Yeah,
you just want to crack on and get stuff done. So
every day's a fight mode. Yeah, definitely. Can't switch off. Just got to keep going. Like, you know what I mean? I don't even have a social life anymore. It's just train, 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 sleep, eat, recover. It's crazy, but I love it. Do you know what I mean? You got to have these sacrifices to get where you need to be. So it's going to see what I can do in the next couple of years, really.
yeah, no, you can sit back in years to come, can't you? And
Definitely.
check out that board in your garage with all the names on it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, true.
But no, honestly, I really appreciate your time, mate. I think you're a top bloke, and I wish you all the best. And I think, you know, you can see it. You live and breathe it, mate. And you know, like you said, since you've managed to knock the illness on the head and sort out your injuries and stuff, you know, to show your passion and your drive to get through those injuries in fights and have the injections and all sorts, you know, it just shows you what sort of a bloke you are. So I really
yeah, thank you.
look forward to it, mate.
Appreciate it. Definitely, I can't wait. I'm sure the fans can't wait either.
Oh, mate, I'm buzzing for it. I can't wait. But you look after yourself, mate, and keep in touch. And
definitely,
we look forward to the fight news.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers for having me on, mate. Appreciate it.
No worries. You take care, mate.
Thank you.
Thank you. Speak to you soon.
Perfect.
So, another episode of JG's Fight Talk, and we had Rico Franco on. Yeah, super middleweight BKB champion, and absolutely chuffed that he could come on. Really great guy. Hopefully he's got his fight coming up 14th of August at the O2, where people can buy their tickets, but not a done deal yet. But it's going to be announced. Jimmy Sweeney is going to want that rematch big time, and Rico said, yeah, he's going to go to war and he's going to make sure he gets the job done this time. So yeah, keep an eye out for that one. And yeah, thanks for coming on, mate. So you've been watching JG's Fight Talk, sponsored by Rich's Boxing and Limitless Creations. And I'll see you all soon. Check out the rest of the content. Bye.